the only way you can advance on this journey called destiny is to see with the eye of the spirit.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Yeah. 100%.
Right? Oh yes, because 100% of the time that you walk by sight, you'll miss it.
That part.
100% of the time, I promise you, you'll miss it. Right? And so that's why it talks about faith.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, without it, you can't please him.
That's all.
And that's how we're meant to live. It says, just shall live
by faith. Yeah.
Not by sight. So if you are always wanting to see all the variables of our parents before you step out of the boat and walk on water, you will never.
You'll always be stuck there.
You will always be stuck there.
Waiting and thinking like,
absolutely.
Oh, I'll just wait a little bit. And then by the time you wait, either, days, months, years have passed. Whereas at that moment, you could have actually just done it and then see how God sees you through it.
And comfort is also the biggest obstacle.
Yeah.
That place of comfort.
Yes.
You don't want to, you're just okay here. Let me not go and see the one I'm not planning for, right? So so that's usually, the case, especially when, that there is a mandate on your life.
Absolutely.
Right. And of course you would see the signs, except you're one who is very aloof. Right. You see it. And so it was hard for me to still, step out of that boat.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Taking Up Space with me, Lady T. This series aims to look at Christians taking up space in different industries. So we're talking industries like entertainment, health, finance, well-being, tech, etc. Basically everywhere and anywhere. Now, here's the thing. I decided to fly across the pond because why not? I'm white, to my country of birth, Nigeria. So essentially this is the Lagos edition. Like that sounds really good to say, the Lagos edition, because I never thought I would be doing something like this here, but here I am. I'm very, very proud of myself, I must say. So today's guest is an award-winning actor and activist, and he has been in such great films such as Living Bondage. I think my mom remembers that movie actually. Yeah. She does. I've never seen it, but I know my mom has definitely seen that one. We're talking about Breaking Free, Oju Kokoro. Did I say that right? Did I say Oju Kokoro right? Because I'm trying. Okay, we do this. Right? Because otherwise we're Oju Kokoro, but we're not going to go there. La Femme Angela in line. Man of God, to name a few. He is none other than Mr. Love Saturday, award-winning actor, Mr. Shawn Faqua.
Wow, Love Saturday, really? It's okay.
I'm watching. I watch. I see these things. But am I lying though?
No, you're not.
I'm not, exactly. So it's a good thing. So are you impressed that I actually knew that?
I mean, I get that, Lord. I'm like, who? I didn't think you go there, but you actually did go there.
Listen, I have to. Like, you are Mr. Love Saturday.
Yeah, I'm a lover of beautiful things. So,
exactly.
yeah.
So, we have to highlight that. So, Mr. Love. No, I won't say, is it Mr. Loverman? Should I say Mr. Loverman? Or is just, you just love love? Do you love love?
I'm a lover of everything
love
beautiful.
Everything. Everything beautiful.
Any beautiful thing.
Anything to do with love.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I was birthed out of love. Oh, yes. And so I give what I have.
Okay.
Actually,
we like it.
Well. I have one who's a lover of my soul, so he pours into me. It's a love of
my man's got bars. It's all good though. We love that.
We have it no other way.
We love it. All right, so I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then we're going to dive right into the main thing. So are you ready?
Let's go.
It's cool. Okay, so first off, round neck or V-neck jumpers?
Round neck.
Round neck. Okay. Would you bungee jump or skydive?
Skydive.
Yes. It's better because you're attached to somebody rather than the other one, right?
I probably would do it myself.
You do it by yourself? Really? Are you an adventurous person? Yeah. Woo! Even though he's very chilled right now, you can't see it, but I'll say yes, he is. I'll agree with him. Okay, Okada or Danfo?
Okada.
Really? Why?
Yes. We fly back over that year. Well. Cross country fly back that year. Breeze blow you well. Blow, yeah.
Especially when it's hot, right?
Yeah.
It's like rather than
In
being
fact, you just pay back, just be going. When it's hot, I'm not going anywhere. Just for the breeze to be cooling the brain.
I love it. All right. Chapman or Mojito?
Mojito.
Okay. I took you for a Chapman person. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You didn't like it. No. It's too basic.
Yeah.
You like something exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you like skydiving, so it's quite exciting with that. All right. Mainland or island?
Island.
Really?
Abba.
Really?
Upgrade.
Upgrading?
Shout out to my mainland people. I love you.
Because there's this thing, I feel like, I've met a lot of people and they choose mainland.
To each his own. Mainland airports only.
That's it. And
That's
everything
it.
else on island.
Bah.
What is it about island that you like? What is it about it?
What is it about it? It's close to everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I can get, and then mostly work is here as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It used to be in the mainland actually. A lot of the work used to be shot on the mainland, but then it sort of gravitated towards this part of the city and stuff.
Okay. All right. Cool. Breaking Free or Ojukokoro?
Ojukokoro.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Why?
Yeah.
You should go and see it. Man. You really want to tell me why? Unfortunately, well, interestingly, they didn't have the budget for Breaking Free, but
yeah,
I'm a sucker for amazing stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ojukokoro was the one that
an
did it
original
for you.
story.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fish or beef?
Fish.
Because we were talking about proteins and healthy stuff, so fish is the way, right? Okay.
It has to be meat, white meat.
And which type of fish do you like though?
Catfish.
Catfish. I tried. Fried or fresh?
Barbecue. Catfish and salmons. Love
Really?
it. Yeah.
Okay. Shawn Faqua likes barbecued catfish.
That's right.
Note that down. And then lastly, eforiro or egusi?
None.
None.
Nah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask a question? Do you eat any Nigerian native foods?
Oh yeah, I do.
You do? Okay. So which one is your favorite to eat?
I love white soup.
Okay.
I love fisherman soup.
Fish and soup. Okay.
And afang.
Oh, I find.
I love afang. And Ofewere. Shout out to Ofewere. I love it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here's a combination. Would you try this? Okra. Okay. With rice. Wow. I feel like I just got the stare of death.
I'm like, what planet did you fly out there? Eh? Is it that? You're serious? Yeah, this is that joke. Eh?
Would you try it?
Okra with rice.
Yeah.
Wow. That's deep. You must be going through a lot. So much.
So I mean, it's worth a try.
I'm going through so much. Wow.
It's worth a try.
I'll say solidly.
It's a something, but it's actually not bad.
You've had it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, you're really going through so much.
But what if I'm not going through anything? It was just like, oh, let me just see this combination if it would work. Tried it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's not too bad.
Okra and rice. You are really serious about this? Wow, that's deep.
You know, as they say, don't knock it until you try it, right?
Stop that. Don't try me. Don't bring that close to me. Ha. I'll beg you.
Oh my gosh. He said I beg. Oh my gosh. All right. So
Actually, combination actually, well, no, it's not fruit. It's apples and granules.
that's all right.
Have you tried it before?
I haven't, but I think it would be easy. Like I've tried banana and groundnut.
No, that's basic. That's normal. Apples and granules.
Apples and granite.
Yeah.
Not even like ground like peanut butter or anything like that.
Just
Apples and granite. Yeah. What drink would you have with that? Would you pair with it?
No, drink. Okay.
Soft drink, water.
No.
Just eat it like that.
Yeah. Drink water. Mind your business afterwards.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna move swiftly on because I feel like Shawn kind of like rates me quite low because I said, no, okra and rice.
I'm scarred.
You're scarred?
You have scarred me.
No, please don't be scarred. It was just a passing comment. I just said something, so okay. It's all right.
You write that for Facebook. Okra and rice.
It was surprised how many people actually like that combination.
Oh
I have friends who like that combination. Small friends. I mean, very little friends, but they do like the combination.
You have to show me their pictures. Mark those people. Mark that sister and brother.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay, so first of all, can we just say that this wasn't meant to happen? Like, he's in green and black and I'm in green. Like, it was just an off chance. But I think it's kind of worked quite well. Do you not think? It's quite in the spirit.
Confirmation.
There you go. This is confirmation. This is good. Oh, we're off to a good start. Bar, rice, and okra. We're off to a good start. Okay. He's never gonna forget that. That's the one thing you're gonna remember from today.
I promise you.
Rice and okra. It's gonna be like, what? Why did she say that? Why, Mr. Shawn Faqua? We know you as a an actor. You do so much, and I guess activist stuff as well, or not really. Wait, no, you're not really an activist. I feel like you are. You're an activist for like all things faith, all things love, which I think is good. Does that sound better? Yeah. An activist of love.
Yeah.
Please, somebody coin that. Activist of love. Okay. Absolutely. Tag that. Put that in your bio. Thank me later.
Absolutely.
Yes, I love it. Okay, but we want to know where it all began for Shawn, because obviously we see you doing great things. We see you in all these movies, but like, where did the love of acting come from? Was it something that you started off when you were younger, or when you came to this earth as you were growing up? Was acting in the pipeline for you, and how did you then discover all of that?
This story, you too. Anyways, so no, acting wasn't my first love. My first love was dance.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, I have seen you dancing online, so you've got the good moves.
No, that's not dancing.
That's just shuffle.
Just moving up.
Okay.
Like proper.
Okay.
Yeah, dance. On stage, spotlight. We did that a bit also in uni and all that. So it was fun. So that was like the foray into entertainment.
Yeah.
Right. And then I was modeling as well. Did a bit of that shortly with school in Lagos. Right. And then eventually finished and serving, and they started to work, and in the course of that, in the course of work, I got a place. So how it all started, so I paid for a place, it was my first place I was paying for to stay by myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Before then, I used to share an apartment with, friends who came to Lagos together, so everybody was just like getting their own, stuff and life together. So I paid for that place and it was a scam.
Oh.
Yeah. They did me welcome to Lagos.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes, it was. In fact, the flat that I paid for, 25 other people paid for that same flat.
You're kidding.
Wow.
Wow.
Huge scam. You know, it was crazy. It wasn't completed yet, so that was even worse. So, you know, uncompleted building, but you know, went there, you know, just to follow up on progress. Arrived there, saw a crowd of people. What's going on? It's scam. Oh.
Chai.
The landlord has absconded. Look, and the story was insane. Right, went to, in fact, went to SFU for the first time. I didn't know what SFU was special fraud unit.
Oh.
I know that was Nikoi. Yes, thank you. Usabi. I never go there for my life before. Went to court. I did court rise. Everybody rise.
Wow.
I said, Shawn Faqua, what you are doing inside court? You are doing court rise. You rise. I looked around. And that's when I realized that this is serious.
This is real.
You know, because we had to, you know, come together and
Yeah.
sue and all that. It was just crazy, man. At some point, I'm like, you know what, the headache was just too much. You know, we keep going back the same story. And of course, you know, people have, because it felt like it was a no-brainer to catch this person because there was an account number that everybody paid to, and there was a name attached to the account. There was a bank but look, well, Nigeria will happen to you.
Well,
you know, and so one of those times I went back to we're trying to sort out the issues and how to meet. So I went to the apartment. We had a meeting there. I finished late, so I got in, you know, a bit late, you know, but I think they had started. You know, I wanted to also check out the place that I paid for.
Yeah.
You know, I said, I got there, I saw people were leaving there. In fact, the man who was staying there put his wrapper to close the curtain with his children inside the place. Look, because of course I couldn't stay. Everybody else couldn't stay in the same.
That's right.
You know, all 25 people, not, you know, it was a flat of 13 blocks. You know, or an apartment of 13 flats rather. Right. And we just occupied the place. We didn't have anywhere else to go. Luckily, at least I had somewhere I was sleeping. Chilling, you know. And so it was just insane. Right. Just I was getting to the place, you know, some dude just approaches me and starts to rant, oh, I found my actor. Exactly. God bless you. That's I look at this one and say, this one, they have come again. I've not finished this scam out there. We're dealing with, you're bringing your own local scam format. Which format is this one again? I just weak. He said, I found my, I said, Baba, if you don't get the F, if you don't smell out, if you don't smell out of this place now, you know, I was so livid, but he won't back down, kept insisting. I'm like, so what's this you found? He says, oh, so apparently they had an audition at that venue and he was the director.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
He was a film director, and in the all through the process, they didn't find the lead they were looking for until I arrived. And I said, but I've not even auditioned for. He says, though you are the person. I said, who's this person? He was looking more of a scam. You know, the more he was speaking, you know. But he won't, you know, relent on the matter. I kept going. I said, look, first of all, I'm not an actor. You know, I have 9 to 5 work. I don't even have time for anything that you want to do. He kept saying, sir, please just listen to me, please. We can make it work. We can shoot with your time. If it's just weekends, we'll shoot with your time.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't make any sense to me, but apparently it was his fate. You know. So I said, you know, okay, let me hear what you have to say. Thank you. And he started to talk about, you know, story. Oh, this is how we could do it. Eventually, I obliged them. And indeed, we shot that first film. Oh, yes. And it came out, they did a premiere for it. I don't think I've ever seen it after then. What's the name again?
I was going to say, do you remember the name of the movie?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. So 2010. Have you? What year was that? The Last Ritual.
Oh, wow.
Yes. That's the name of it.
The Last Ritual.
Apparently, a guy who came from East and they had to use somebody for money. He was selling fridges at Lawansin. So what they sell fridges in Lagos? Lawansin, I think Lawansin. it's an interesting story, actually, I mean, for me, it was just the experience of like, never been on the movie set. The closest I was to a set was brands when we're doing shooting for commercials and modeling stuff, right? And so just all of that, I got, paid for it. I said, okay.
Wait, was it good money?
Of course not. Absolutely not. It wasn't even for the money I was doing it because I've never done it before. It was for
Just
that.
for the experience, yeah.
Yeah, it was just because I realized, okay, this person is serious, and all that planning back end. I'm like, okay, looks like these people are actually serious, right? So I just wanted to see where it will go, and did that, and the reviews were interesting. I'm like, okay, for a first, I've never done this before, but everybody kept saying, you're so good, you're natural, you're this, you're that. I say, wow, this book with Lagos go wine you, but no panic, So, so I just chilled, I was just looking at, how I was going to go. The next thing I was getting, more, because then, it was more of audition.
Yeah.
So it kind of exposed me to that, community, of actors and all that. And so they would send auditions. I would, the ones I could go for, I'll go for it. Sometimes I'll appear on my, office, gallia suit, and everybody be like, these bros they do for here because actors dress differently, right?
Very, very casual.
Yeah,
and laid
chilled,
back, yeah.
And in fact, you see the auditions are 8 a.m. People are there by 4.
Okay.
Hey,
That's crazy.
Jesus. Starting if you call by 5 an hour.
Damn.
Up from 4, 5, line
of people wanting
Jesus.
for that break.
Wanted to vibe for the road that all the people come and say, man, never get last. Anyway, Sha, for me, it was just interesting.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It was just a different type of, I'd never been, like I said, the closest I was, modeling and, as model. And those things used to happen too, right? But because I used to have like, I don't want to say preference. I was sort of favored, so I would not need to wait, line like that.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
And because I used to, call referral sometimes as well, but this one was just different, and so of course we would band together. People would say, oh, keep space for me, people, it was crazy, man. The hustle was insane, and I thank God because a lot of people dropped out.
Yeah.
Of the journey, which I would have as well, if it wasn't for the Holy Spirit, I would have dropped out as well. Because then, what I was earning as an engineer could fund maybe 1 or 2 productions.
Wow.
In a month. So it was insane.
So with you working as an engineer, obviously your parents would have been like, okay, this is good. This is a good, career path, go and do engineering, the typical, sort of work that African parents want their kids to do. First of all, did you enjoy it? Secondly, how did your parents react to you even doing modeling? Talk less of acting.
Okay, so my parents didn't know I was doing modeling.
They didn't know?
Of course not.
Oh, Lord.
I schooled in Uniport. Oh, yes. And so I'm flying from school from Port Harcourt to Lagos. So they didn't know. They were staying in Abuja then. So what's their business with? They don't say that we said that Pikin go school. He's coming home with results. And the result they show. Because God
that's all they
us.
needed to know. That's all they needed to know.
Right. I mean, we're blessed with Akoniche and brain and yeah. So they finish work when it comes to the academics as well, right? So, and I also come from a family of engineers.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you can imagine the the spot that I was in, when I eventually. Because at some point I couldn't hide it anymore. Right. But I was so scared of what my dad was going to say.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right. Because in fact, I couldn't break the news to him. I couldn't do it.
So how did you end up? So what then happened? Because obviously, like the fear of God.
Tell my boss, you're living to where? Where?
To go and do what?
You gotta do what? To waste your life?
Oh my gosh.
How much you spend on you? In fact, they even them there, I was also even going to do masters in something to go and, to go and further this thing. And I come to tell them about where. So it was. But when I found out that, it wasn't just, passion, because, I didn't come to it with passion. I didn't even know I was going to do it. Right. I found out that it was something that the Lord wanted me to do. Oh, yes, because I had to pray about it.
Yeah.
I mean, now I won't leave certainty for uncertainty. Nobody's crazy like that.
Well,
right?
no.
Because the industry I was, you work with known
companies,
not just companies, hypothetically speaking, or metaphorically speaking, you work with parameters, you work with variables.
Okay.
You've applied this, formula with this input that you have. You know that you're going to surely get this output.
Yeah.
Right. Engineering is like that. You know what you're working with, even if the error is marginal. It's almost negligible, right? But with the industry at the time, it wasn't like that.
Okay.
You don't, there are no formulas to anything. You don't know what's going to work. I'm telling you, right? You can shoot film today. The film, if you not come out in the next 10 years, you can, so it will just end up on the shelf.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not certainty.
It's no certainty. To first of all, to get the work, you pray. To get good role in this, you pray. For you to even finish the project, you pray. When you finish project, you go to edit, prayer point. In edit too, for the film to come out, is another prayer point. Every single process
is a prayer point.
It's a major tarry. Right? So it was, just uncertainty to uncertainty. So for me, it was a no.
Okay.
Right. So in the place, because of just, because you have to make those decisions.
Yeah, definitely.
And it can't be from a place of trial and error. Right. So when the Holy Spirit said, there's something he wants to do, this is what you're going to do. So I prayed as well. I said, give me a sign if indeed you want me to do this. And he did. Oh, yes, he did. But you see, because of that same uncertainty,
yes,
right? Even when he gave me those signs, I still, didn't.
So you still weren't obedient?
Yes, I still wasn't obedient.
Oh.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, yeah, see what you do, but man, it's hard.
Yeah.
Right? It's such a huge leap. I'm being honest, right?
Yeah.
You can be honest here, Abby.
Please, 100%.
So I'm being honest. It's hard, right? Because you are seeing, what is available to you. The only way you can advance on this journey, called destiny, is to see with the eye of the Spirit.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Yeah. 100%.
Right? Oh, yes. Because 100% of the time that you walk by sight, you'll miss it.
That part.
100% of the time, I promise you, you'll miss it. Right? And so that's why it talks about faith.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Without it, you can't please him.
That's all.
And that's how we're meant to live. It says, you just shall live
by faith. Yeah.
Not by sight. So if you are always wanting to see all the variables of our parameters before you step out of the boat and walk on water, you will never.
You'll always be stuck there.
You will always be stuck there.
Waiting and thinking like,
absolutely.
Oh, I'll just wait a little bit. And then by the time you wait, either, days, months, years have passed. Whereas at that moment, you could have actually just done it and then see how God sees you through it.
And comfort is also the biggest obstacle.
Yeah.
That place of comfort.
Yes.
You don't want to, you're just okay here. Let me not go and see the one I'm not planning for. Right. So yeah, so that's usually, the case. Especially when, that there is a mandate on your life.
Absolutely.
Right. And of course you would see the signs, except you're one who is very aloof. Right. You see it. And so it was hard for me to still, step out of that boat. Right. I was, chilling. I was really very okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want anything that would come to disrupt that.
I don't think anybody ever does, to be honest. They really just want to know that this is they're good, okay, everything else, not be then
of course. And you want to be
uprooted
able to take care of not just yourself, but other people,
around you.
family,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
start a family as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of times it's always wise to obey and to obey quickly,
Yes.
because you see that matter that you're running from, you still come back to it.
It will still come back.
Yeah.
100%.
Some people come back to it in their 60s, 70s, 80s, when they have lost time and energy.
Yeah.
Such a terrible place to
Yeah.
be, right? I mean, it would be good that, you still came and you obeyed, but, that's why it says, find me in your youth. It's always, there's just something he needs to do, because he works with our capacity.
Yeah.
If we went with the parable of the talent, says he gave each one according to their capabilities. Right. So I'm like, you know what? Okay. Because I couldn't run anymore. I had to make that decision. So I said to him, I can't tell my dad this. You have to go tell him. Somehow you have to. Oh, yes.
So someone else told your dad?
Yes. So the Holy Spirit orchestrated. Yes.
I mean, that's better than him
potentially
throwing a shoe at you and telling you
guy.
to zoning you.
It was his guy, his mainest guy, who broke the news to him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes. Like I said, the Holy Spirit is too. There are certain prayers that when you pray, his swiftness, they use answer. Even you be like, you calm down now.
And I know some of us know that question. Some of us know that question. Like, is it or is it not?
I'm telling you not they waste time. You'll be there, pray. If it's a way do you won't say anything. The moment you pray, hit the spot, the speed. Especially when you need to spoil something. For those who are in relationship, his speed you usually destroy the relationship. Even you be like, what's happening?
Before you even prayed it, before you even finished that prayer, like that. The answer is done. You're just like, but wait, I didn't even finish. Like,
sometimes you're not even spoken it, just the thought of it in your head. You has carried it out because it needs to deliver you quickly.
Absolutely.
So
you talked about something about, you praying about it. So, which leads me to ask, had you already started your relationship with God very early on?
Yes, I had, but I was not as invested in it then. I knew that because prophecies go out over you. I knew the things that he had said to me through other people. I knew what he had said to me personally, but of course we're still more babe, still the of course now you're in the world. You say that's what it says now. It says you are in the world, but you're not of the world. But we're of the world. Yeah. So some DJ things were still going on. Yeah. We're still indulging, but we knew, right, that, we have been set apart. Yeah. It was just a matter of time, So yes, I had that, relationship with him because there's certain things, like I said to you, I'm a realist. Yep. Maybe to a fault. And with him, I like to be very vulnerable because he knows anyways. Right. So I just tell him as it is. This one I can't do it. This one is a temptation. If you don't help me, I will follow. And it's me that will be dragging matter. So I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm telling you. So he knows. So sometimes even before I say this one, I do myself. The one you tell him he did, I'll say, I did it. You know that I did it. You want to say he didn't do. He knows the one I did and the one I did not. So I told him, he had to sort that out, and he did. It was just how interesting way he did. The Lord is very dramatic in his ways. He loves drama. That's why I know he's a filmmaker. He doesn't do things that are normal. No, he's God. He doesn't do anything that is normal. Is not the one. When there's twist, turn, drama inside, and it looks incredible and impossible, just know that it's the ones involved, right? And so so the guy. So his guy, his main SG, called him and said, engineer, that's your son. That's your son. I watched the program. And so and he's doing so well. He did so, hyped it. You know, parents now, that pride of, even if that nonsense, so, at the point, because if it was one telling him, you'll never be the same. You lie.
He'll probably disown you. Do you think he would have disowned you?
No, he won't, but about you go,
He would
go wish
disappointed.
they disown you. You go collect. Yes, you know. So, you know, he told him, say, hey. You know, after that, I think maybe one or two other people reached out to him and told him. So he called me up on there and said, Mr. Man, what are you doing in Lagos? Hey. I said, Daddy, what are you talking about?
And you couldn't even lie. Did you try to lie? You tried to lie.
You can't lie. How can you lie? Like,
you tried to lie.
When there's evidence full everywhere. I don't need to explain. You know?
And the fact that his friend has come and told him, so it's like, are you going to say the truth?
Exactly. You know, he says, I hear you're doing something. I say, oh yeah, it's just on the side, Sha. You know. He said, well, you know, the feedback I'm receiving is not. It doesn't look like it. Seems like something that you are good at. You know, we need to come. Let's talk. Let's sit and talk if that's what you want to do. You know, because anything what is doing well, you go and study because that's not what I studied, right? And it's all those how those parents are proper educationists. You need to go and get the highest level of this
the doctorate, the masters,
Thank
all
you.
that level,
So,
above the doctor.
Yeah, just don't go and do anything just because. He doesn't believe in that. He believes everything worth doing is worth doing well. So in me, I'm like looking at the phone and I'm like, who's talking? Who's saying this thing?
Oh wait, so you were talking to him on the phone?
Yeah, it was on the phone. Like I couldn't believe what be this? Hey, I should call. Let's discuss how you so this crazy amazing, right? And that was it. That's how
he came to it.
Yeah, that's how you was able to break the news to him. And it came in alignment. So I'm like, okay, this is another sign. But then I was still now I made the move to now media,
right? Okay.
From engineering, right? Because I wanted to also, like I said, I just didn't want to just delve in like that.
You need to learn about what you're getting into, the business, the industry, what's involved, what to look out for. Because I think that's a lot of people mistake. A lot people make when they go into new territories, new industries. Like you don't learn about what you're going to. Like I always tell artists, like for me, music being my background, I said before you think you want to be an artist, first of all, ask yourself why you want to be an artist. Two, if that is where you're called to do, go and learn about the business side of it, because you can't just go and thinking you just want to sing. There's so much more that involves being an artist, just singing. There's the business side of it. There's the promo, the marketing. You need to know, because if you don't know, people are going to they will eat you. They will eat you up.
Passion is not enough. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. But for me, because I was also like a stickler for knowledge, right? Of course, coming from an engineering background, right? I just knew that I need to understand, this industry. So rather than just going headlong, I'm like, let me make, the switch, subtle.
Yeah.
So from engineering, I got a job as a media firm. That was into productions, TV shows, and all that. And interestingly, because I was already doing stuff in that space, because of the movies I'd done, I was able to get what will I put it now, in managerial position.
Yeah.
Right in the space, so it allowed me time also, to take on one or two projects in a month, where usually they would not allow that.
Wow.
Oh yes, I'm telling you. So they will allow me to do a movie. I think I was allowed to do a movie or two every month, right? If you
wanted to. Yeah. So they just gave you the free reins. If you want to take it. If you want to do, wow.
I'm telling you, so you see how God was just making everything look easy, and that I'm like, okay, let's see how that will work. But like I said, I was more interested in how the entire workings, I want to see how it worked from the ground up, and so that happened. And then sometime in 2014, 10 years ago, I made that switch.
Woo!
Completely, from paid employment to just
Any regrets?
industry. No, I would say regrets, not really, because I used also that time to sort of save up because I knew they had told me. In fact, stop mentioning it anymore because they thought I was crazy. Oh yes, you are engineer, you left engineering for, yeah, okay. When people look at it like, so this one will be crazy. Right, especially
And it wasn't common back then to
absolutely
to do that.
Absolutely.
Now it's just like it's just a thing now. Like
exactly.
yeah,
We
I
have
moved from
more
1 year.
professionals in the industry.
Yeah.
Before it was almost like a last resort. Anybody who just come into this industry,
Mhm.
right? But we have more people who are well studied, well
Yeah.
trained, who are in the industry. Even at the time when I wasn't, I had friends, colleagues who were doctors, engineers as well, who were also in that place of, okay, I studied this, but this is where my calling, this is where it's leading me at. So but like I said, it was not as rewarding
Yeah.
as it is now.
Yeah.
So, if you were doing it then, it was because you had a passion for it.
Yeah.
But like I said, because passion is never enough, right? You must now be intentional with building systems and structures
Absolutely.
that will sustain, that passion, right? So you have to be able to build systems and structures that will support your passion, right? Because Murphy's Law will kick in. Everything that would go wrong would definitely go wrong, right? So you don't want to be a place where you are begging for food to eat.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why when people meet actors, they say, well, what do you do? I'm an actor. Okay, what else do you do?
Got to have something else.
Yeah, because in their mind, they're like, you can't just be surviving just on acting alone, right? And in a way, it's kind of demeaning for the actor. Yeah, because I'm like, why do I have to do anything else? Right? If I was in a sinner climb, you probably may not ask me this question.
Yeah.
Right? Because everything is working. But what they don't also know is that in the places that you're thinking of, say, like signal climbs, even upcoming actors still wait in restaurants.
Yeah, they've got to do like everyday basic stuff before actually getting that.
Yeah.
Their breakthrough
absolutely.
role.
So it's not insulting. It's just you need to sustain that passion. Right. So what else can you do that will not completely take you away from that, space? I'll still afford you the time to. And that's why you see, a lot of Hollywood actors were either waiters, did stuff around Hollywood that would allow them to still go for auditions, and all that kind of stuff. So it's an okay question to ask. But then again, because the craft also is one that is built on work, like the amount of work you've done, and how far those works have traveled, right? If I have to meet you and 9 out of 10 people who meet you have to ask you what you do, you have not arrived.
Wow.
Yeah, because they should at least
be doing something.
5 out of 10 should have seen you
doing something
on
already.
Screen.
Yeah.
As an actor.
Yeah.
I don't know
say,
what I mean.
Yeah, you can't just say you're something. You almost have to like show, okay, you say you're this. I want to see what you've done potentially or you've done already.
No, not really. I mean, I'm talking regular people. Like if 9 out of 10 people in a room haven't seen your work on screen or whatever platform, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, there's no problem. It just means that you have not arrived yet.
Yeah. So
because
you still need to continue to work.
Yeah, so your face should be the CV that people working. Oh, I know you. Even if they don't know your name,
they've seen your face at least. Yeah.
Okay, are you an actor? Not what do you do? All right, you get what I mean? People say, are you an actor? Where have I seen you before?
Yeah.
There should be some sort of recognition that will let you know that, okay, I did try, you're still getting there, right? So that's the kind of work that we do, right? And so, so you need that support, that system that would sustain, like I said, the passion, right? It's harder in this climate, it's really hard. But thankfully to social media, it's
bumped up. So now people now know who you are. They see your face, and I guess that's the beauty of the digital era that we're in, because now it's just like, some director from somewhere can just see, okay, this guy's done, okay,
and beyond that, the entry level, has drastically reduced because everybody has a camera phone. Everybody's shooting skits, right? We don't need to set up all of these things to shoot.
Do you think that's a problem though? Because obviously, Favour found you when you got your first acting role, but now like everybody, like you said, they have a phone, you can do whatever, but then there are those who really studied the craft and went to the training for it, but then it's just like a director can just come along and just pick someone who's just point and shoot, but then there's someone like you who actually studied, who did all the grafting for it, and it's just like, okay, that's a bit, doesn't that do something to you? Wouldn't that do something to you?
Well, let's say it's a
I'd be frustrated. I'd be annoyed. Like, I will be real, and I will say to you, that would actually annoy me to the core, because I'm like, but I've studied years for this, but I've done all this work. I've tried and tried and tried. And then some random dude or woman is just doing nonsense on the screen, and then they get like a feel like, why?
No, so the thing is, because we've had this conversation, a lot of times. And what I always like to say is, when push comes to shove, they know the actors to cast, like when they want to shoot proper, right? And sometimes it's also a marketing decision, right, to get popularity over craft, for want of a better word.
Which is what's happening nowadays.
Yes. So you have, especially with the maybe comic projects.
Yep.
Maybe not so serious projects. You have a lot of people who are popular. You might not know how to act like that, but they're okay, and it can help you push your film.
It's about numbers.
Unfortunately, it's not sustainable. Why? Because when you see how the people that sort of look up to Hollywood, they, rather than look for people who will promote their film, they have a budget for marketing and promotion, and so they are able to make stars from that film. Right? Rather than look for people already popular. They can get someone who is a nobody and make them into a star.
Somebody,
Right? Because they are not relying on the person's Instagram followership to push that film. So it's a different, sort of approach, over there. And you will see the difference, right? And that's, like I said, we're getting there. Right, we're very far from where we've been. We're getting to into more serious projects and systems as well. It's been largely independently driven all of this while. Unlike other climes that have the government involved and all of this working parts on the table. And also.
My question is, do you think moving on a little bit, do you think that having these platforms like your Netflixes and your Primes, do you think having them investing in Nigerian art has made a lot of the directors and producers step up in terms of production quality wise?
Absolutely. 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 I mean, that's, like I said, it keeps evolving, like that's what technology has done.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about the skip makers.
Yeah.
Technology, made that like an equal playing field. Like everybody can shoot stuff now and put it out there. What I always usually advise them is, if this is what you want to do, you need to also hone that skill. Like get involved with, learning the craft, if that's what you really want to do.
That part.
Because the money is good, trust me. But when, like I said, when it gets into more serious, projects, they may not reach out to you because you don't feel like you have the kind of quality to carry, the weight of certain projects, right? So it's meant on, the onus is on you to push yourself. Study this craft. It's a profession. It's an honorable and a reputable profession. People went to school for it and are still doing so, right? But then, speaking to what you mentioned, absolutely, Netflix has, before the advent of the streamers, we had mostly slapstick, mostly comedy. I mean, when you go to the cinemas,
there's a lot of comedy films, really, not so much like heavier topics.
They
And
advise you to, stick to comedy because that's what sells. Nigeria, there's no joy in this country. Only people can find joy, put it in a film, and push your market. People like something that, they would unwind with, and all that. So it wasn't like there were no other genres, right? But it was more of just comedy. But with the advent of these guys now, there's more people are exploring more with other genre, horror.
There's like gangs, thrillers,
psychological thrillers.
Yes.
And we're seeing how, good you're turning out.
It's amazing because I will admit that it took me a while to really get into like Nigerian films, like a lot. And I think I really got into watching Nigerian films maybe, so what, in 2024, maybe say 2016, 2017. So it's not been that long.
Okay.
For me, I don't know. Do you know why? It's because I've always felt like we could do so much better. There was so much better. It gradually got better. And I think there was one particular film that I watched. I think it was called Cindy's Letter. That film was the one that it made me sit up to think, yo, if more films are made like this, then Nollywood is going to pretty much be on the same level as Hollywood and Bollywood as well, because that type of film was incredibly shot, incredibly written. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's floating around somewhere. But that was the film that made me kind of sit up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pay more attention to this. And so from there, now I feel like I'm getting more invested. I'm like, okay, cool. These films are going on. The stories are getting better. The acting is getting better. And I think the investment that's been given, not only like externally, but I think internally as well, there's similarly more investment that's been put into the Nigerian movie scene. And it's like, okay, right, this is going to start rivaling a lot of the other territories that have like taken over the market and stuff. So I'm excited. And obviously you've got great actors like yourself and your peers who are really, really pushing forward the Nigerian movie industry, which is fantastic. So something I want to ask you is this: as a Christian in this industry, it's difficult, let's be real. And I think as a Christian in any industry, it's hard because of the things that you see and the things that you experience. And, so for you as an actor, as a Christian as well, what are some of the challenges you've had to face as a Christian? What ones that you can mention or you can sort of briefly touch on? Are you still going through them?
Are you sure you want to hear the answer to that?
Please, we want to hear it. We want to hear it because I think it's good to be transparent about these things.
Well, what is the question again? What type of?
What kind of what have you had to deal with as a Christian within the movie space? Because it's not easy, it's hard, and the challenges that you've had to face.
Okay. Let me not scare you people. But like you mentioned, it's in every other industry, right? The only difference is because we are a frontline industry, it looks like it's a bit more amplified, on this mountain of entertainment and arts. When I talk about amplified, I'm talking about, the temptations you mentioned, lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and of course the pride of life. Right? Yes, because you're dealing with fame, dealing with money, and of course is largely driven by lust, right? Sex sells, often on camera.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh yes.
Oh. Well.
Yeah, it is. It does. And it's like a norm.
Yeah.
In the industry, it's not like a big deal because the environment already enables it, right? And you're lodged on the set, maybe you're lodged, nobody's asking for your phone number. They're asking me, oh, room number, what's your room number? Right. And it's like a handshake.
Damn.
Like sex, like a handshake. It's a normal thing you are.
Has that happened to you before?
That's what happened to you.
Being propositioned?
Oh, yes, of course.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Almost every set on this. Oh, yeah. I mean, if that's why I said it's not a big deal, it's a norm, right? So it's now based on you as a person and what principles and values drives you, right? And even at that, there's also the place of accountability, right? Because you may not be guarded 100% of the time, but when you've built certain systems and structures around you, it helps, right? Even when you're not as strong, because there's a wisdom that prompts you to flee
from that. Yep.
From every appearance.
Yeah.
And then there's a wisdom that prompts you to resist. Sometimes there's no place to flee to. They have locked all the doors. You can't run away. You have to stand and resist. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, 100%.
So in that time, we know whether what material you're made of.
Oh God.
Because like I said, the heart also wants what it wants. The Lord can be creating a way of escape for you here.
But you're still there.
Oh, it's left.
You're still there.
As if you're not seeing the way of escape. Intentionally, not by
you're looking the other way.
Yeah.
It's there.
It's there. They're still turning your head. They're saying,
but let me
dragging things and pressing things. Yeah. Oh yes. It's the truth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like I said, the Bible says if your strength is small in the day of adversity, there's not much, to you in the first place. Right? In other words, if you pray only when you're in trouble, you're already in trouble.
Already. Yep. You should be praying before.
Absolutely. It's you who would now say, no, Lord, help me. Right? Because there are times where even on just people are changing in front of you. Yeah. Or you have an intimate scene with someone.
Yeesh.
Right? Those things sort of sow a seed.
Yep.
In your mind, in your heart. And it doesn't begin with action, it begins with the thought, it begins with the mind.
Yeah.
Right. That's what Christ was saying. When you look at someone, you've
already sinned.
It's not you just committing the act.
Absolutely.
Right? Eventually to play out itself the things that you've created in your mind. Because that's how we call things forth, the things that be not as though they are.
Yeah.
It's not just the good ones, even the bad ones. Oh yes.
Mad.
that's the identity we carry, creative. You know, and it's a God class, being able to create, right? So how whatever it is your mind conceives, you know, eventually will play out.
It'll happen, yeah.
So
what do you have in place for like your safety and not I guess succumbing to the things of the industry? Like, what do you have in place for yourself?
I can't tell you that.
Come on!
I can't tell you that.
Why? Because there might be someone who's, you know, wanting to be an actor.
Right.
No, now. Wow,
Really went
that. No, now.
You'll be fine. I'm just kidding. You know, I get that a lot. Like, you know, I get a lot of people, you know, especially young people who reach out and say, you know, sir, I want to be in the industry, but I'm afraid, or I don't know.
Yeah, because I think it's important to have certain things in place that safeguards you as a person, and I guess having that accountability. So what do you have in place for that?
I have a community, you know. They reach out to say, I want to be part of it. I'm just, you know, really scared or afraid. I don't know if, you know, and it's that also that religious mindset that informs, you know, that fear, you know, because Christ said to us, he says, occupy till I come. Right? And not just occupy the four walls of the church.
No.
You know, it's the marketplace.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the ministry that he was more in tune with when he came. That's why probably twice was he in the synagogue. Right? But every other time he was engaging the people, because that's what he said. He said, I didn't come for those who are well. I came for the sick. You know, those are people who need him. You know, and so it's important that we have more believers, you know, in this space. It's like people say, oh, I don't want to go into politics. Oh, is it dirty? But you can't change it from outside. You have to be in it to win it, right? So it's the same thing with this mountain. Indeed, you know, let's say there's a raging war, right? But the wisdom, like every other mountain, is to engage together, right? That's what I mean by have a community. Don't go alone. If you go alone, you have dead meat. I can promise you that, right? And that's what Christ tried to, you know, show to us when he came. I mean, he's the savior of the world. He could have done it by himself, but he didn't. But he has the 70. Among the 70, he had his 12. Among his 12, he had his 3 core. And then among the 3 core, he had the beloved, right? So he never engaged alone. Right? Makes so you must understand, even, I mean, we see that, you know, a lot of times through scriptures. Even David had the men of David, right? They have, you know, Daniel in Babylon had his 3 core. You can't engage on that level by yourself. They'll take you out. The enemy doesn't fight fair.
So in essence, your community is your accountability group.
I mean, for generating power every night. Right. You need that. If you can charge your phone every second, so people are tethered to your phones.
Like charging the phone and, you know,
you need
that
to
analogy.
charge up your spirit.
Right,
because you're easily dissipated. Right. It's like I like to call it this, people call it energies, and they're right. Absolutely. You know, like we know the law of physics, you know, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It's transformed from one form, converted from one form to another. You know, same way when you meet people, you find that it's either they are feeding into you or they are draining from you. There's a transfer of something.
Absolutely.
You get me? It's a transfer of something. And then with the kind of craft that we do, especially as actors, you are embodying a character that you've never met from anywhere. Not just in words, but, you know, the issues that character is going through.
The mental space.
If he has PTSD, if he has, depression, those things will find expression through you.
Yeah.
Right. And with spirits, like I said, it can't be killed, can't be destroyed, but it can be transferred.
Yeah.
And so when you receive those sort of stories, we see how it reflects even in their personal lives if they do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Right. It is that. I like to, say to people that this one of the most spiritual jobs that exist is acting. You've seen some now they're a bit more bold about it. Some Hollywood actors. I won't mention any names.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Who are telling you how it is. They call it channeling. How they come and I'm sure if you haven't seen it,
I've seen it, and actually, which is what I was gonna touch on that.
They're not wrong. They're very correct.
It is, and it's like you have another being that you are essentially inviting into your own body, and that's dangerous, and you need to allow that to stay. And I think that obviously being who you are and you being a Christian, it's just like there's light and there's darkness, and they can't coexist.
Absolutely not.
So you have to rid yourself of that negative, that darkness. As a Christian, and I think that's probably something to take away for a lot of people wanting to be neo Christians. You have to make sure that dark, that menace inside doesn't live within you or around you or anything anywhere around you.
It will. That's the unfortunate part. It's dangerous for there to be a vacuum. Right. Even in scripture we're told, it says when you cast out the demon and he leaves, if you come back after a while and come and check if there's new space. You find space, you won't just come alone. You want to call
it's friends, it's
other,
families,
friends and
cousins,
colleagues,
it's aunties,
and well-wishers to come up and inhabit.
Yeah,
right. It's just how it's designed. So the wisdom for those who are in the kingdom of God is to be filled with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. That's because you need a spirit to channel. Let me use that term. Right. If it's not the Holy Spirit that is helping you, there's another spirit, and eventually it reflects on your day. You can't. There's no way you can. That's why you see, even in Hollywood, a lot of them go gaga or they're into drugs
because they're still inhabiting.
Oh yes,
they're still inhabiting.
The demon will tell you to do things.
It's still there.
You must obey. Right.
Absolutely,
They are there. It's not just here.
It's scary.
Right. Angelina Jolie, when she played Saul, it took her 6 months, according to the interview, to detox from that character.
Yeah. Because it was menacing. That film. I don't. It's hard. You have to get into. So many others.
There was one we saw growing up called I Knew. It's a movie, Pot of Life. Right. The girl had to go to her father passed, and she had to go to the land of the dead to bring the pot of life. Yeah, so she left the land of the living to the land of the dead to get the pot of life to,
reminds me of Black Panther a little bit.
Her father back to life. That was the movie. I can remember her. It was a bit scary then, because we're still kids. And then she passed the year after.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because you're dealing with spirits.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, people will manifest. You can't say, come and habit then go. No,
they will stay.
They must manifest. So you must be intentional with detoxing from every role and every character. Right.
So that's something to take away if you're not coming out. So remember to detox from the characters that you play, whether they're good or bad. Detox from them. Completely. Pray, meditate, do what you need to do to detox from, whatever character you're playing. So moving on, you as an actor, you're doing things, your face is everywhere, and you talked about doing things outside of acting. And one of the things that you have, which I've always wanted to ask you about, was White Harvest. What is White Harvest all about? Because that's something, I've seen little bits of it, but what is White Harvest about, and why are you so passionate about it?
Okay, what's White Harvest about? So White Harvest is a community of believers who are awakened to their primary purpose on earth, right? Which is to propagate the love and the gospel of Christ Jesus in the marketplace, right? That's pretty much it in a nutshell. So we have people who understand that the kingdom has come and must be established according to the prototype in heaven. Right? When Christ was teaching about, teach disciples to pray, says, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
That will be done.
Kingdom come on earth.
On earth as it is in heaven."
Exactly.
Yeah.
As it is in heaven, meaning there's a template that already exists. Right. All we need to do is copy and paste. We're not trying to reinvent anyway. And to do that, you must have access to what already exists.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that you are, not rank xeroxing, foolishly. You are copying the right thing and pasting. Right. This is true because of how creative our mind is, we can come up with anything.
Yeah.
We're blessed like that. We have the mind of Christ. Right. But it's important that you are, establishing according to that design that already exists per time and per season. Yeah. Right. And so that's what it is, in a nutshell. And so just a way to reach out to the marketplace, because for what the season that we are, what is coming, let's say this, may not come from the church.
Well,
yeah, it will happen in the marketplace.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Oh yes, and it won't be the first time. It won't. Like Christ said, He says, "I came to my own, and they did not recognize me," because it didn't look like them. When He came, He was a disruptor. He didn't look like them. He wasn't chilling with them. And so he got them always pissed. So that's why they always, button head, Pharisees and Sadducees. Yeah. Mr. Hendrix, who were the, religious, juggernauts in that time. Yeah. They couldn't understand the man. Even the person who baptized him had to send disciples to say, this guy, is he one? Abi, there's another person coming, because they do like say
it's not like who we
they
thought
chill
it
with
would
prostitutes,
be.
with politicians,
definitely
tax collectors, the craziest people in the marketplace. People, that's what it was, right? Yeah, and so they couldn't get it. You get what I mean? Yeah. So it's the same thing that's going to happen in this season. You're going to see it. Yeah, it's a disruption that's going to come. And if you're with that religious cap, you will miss it as well.
I hear that. Yeah. It's great. I think, and it's a great organization, a great movement to have as well, especially for those who are in certain space. And I think that's one of the premise of this podcast as well, to see that people are out there as Christians doing things and really galvanizing the marketplace. Like, we need to be there, but we also need to make sure that our foundation is right.
It's solidly rooted. Yeah. Absolutely, because that's where everything emanates from. Yeah. Right. So we have people in government, we have people in education, in entertainment and arts, business and economy, just people who understand, like I said, the kingdom and how to establish it upon those mountains. So, right. But like I said, the is not to do this individually. We advance together. Yeah. Right, because that awakening must first happen, and then the convergence must begin. Yeah, absolutely. And it has begun already, because we've been declaring into it for quite a season, a time, and now that convergence must happen before, the bridegroom. Yeah, absolutely. The groom comes rather.
Well, here he comes. Now, at the beginning, I mentioned about you being an activist for love. Because I said you're an activist, but then when I said you're an activist for love, you kind of like said, talk. We like the love thing. And I noticed that you started doing, you're posting a lot of stuff about the love, about love, whether it's with it's a romantic love or just relationships that you have with different people and stuff. In this industry, as an actor, how hard is it to establish a personal love or a love relationship? Is it hard for you?
What kind of love relationship?
You know the kind of love I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
A different
Yes,
kind of
you
what love. Because the post, yeah, talk about that big post. The post I make.
Okay, let's talk about the romantic type of love.
Okay.
Is it hard for you as an actor
Because
to?
the post I make is not just romantic.
That's what I'm saying, exactly. So is it hard for you to establish like a love relationship?
I'm not romantically, no.
Okay.
Right, I won't do anything romantically. Yes, and not because I don't want to. Right, for me, it's what's the point of indulging if it's not going to lead to doing it the right way, right? But I mean, it's in your face. Like I said earlier, it's not something that is scarce. And the offers, like I said, in industry, whatever it is that you come, especially for this industry, to find, you'll see it. If it's fame, if it's lost sex, if it's money, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Right. The only thing is you may have to compromise.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
At some point.
That's the.
And that compromise can be heavy.
Costly.
Yeah.
Very
quite costly.
Very costly.
Sometimes.
Very costly. Yeah. So I've actually noticed that, because you get to go to like a lot of events and stuff. So are you can, I hope you don't give me the actor response for this. Okay. All right. So since we're talking about love and, trying to connect with other people, is it safe to say that you are single and looking, or single or not looking?
Don't start again.
Look, it doesn't matter because you've already got people in your DMs anyway. So the answer that you give is not really going to make a difference.
Now my mouth always say Drake now, boy.
I did not know you were this funny.
Well,
are you going to dodge it?
Dodge it? No.
Okay.
I'm single.
You're single?
To stupor. Yeah.
You're single to stupor. Wow. Now you've heard him say it. He said it himself. Single to stupor. Yeah. But you do want to have that, that love relationship, that marriage.
Wow. I see I was birthed from love.
You were birthed from love. I just love the way you said I was birthed out of love.
The one who birthed me. The lover, he loves my soul like to death. Not figuratively. He loves me to death. So he go die.
Oh my
on top of the matter. For me.
Okay.
Right? That's the lover of my soul. So I mean, like I said, you can only give what you have.
That's right.
So I've received love in quantum supply. So we can only dish likewise. Right. But it just, like I said, it just has to be right.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It can't just be for anybody to say, like, you have to kind of like feel, okay, I guess there's a lead in, there's going to be a lead in, there's going to be like, whether it's a confirmation or something. Basically, the Holy Spirit's got to talk. God's got to talk.
That's it. There's
He's
no
got to talk.
gray area.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's 0 or 100.
Yeah.
Right. We don't know how to do small.
No.
You have to be.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, that's it. Go big or go home. That was intense. No. The love will choke you. Like chonchi.
Have you ever thought about being a comedian? Did it ever pass you? Think about it. Not really, because the way I would never thought you were this funny. I knew you were funny, but you are funny.
Really? Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's another stream of King Kong. Hello, comedians. I'm coming.
This is it. Yeah. Mr. Faqua is coming for you. Just wait. Out of nowhere. Pew! He'll just do his thing, right?
That's right. Well, yeah, I'm a lover of beautiful things. So, I just like to. I mean, love is the greatest force in the world.
Absolutely.
Right?
Really,
and then the earth was framed by it.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, hey, why not?
There you go. So you've heard it from him. Finally, he said it. But so, it's okay. Not that your DM is going to make a difference because it's already loaded. So it might be triple.
Well, the thing is, you can't
It's okay. You don't
oblige him every edition. But yeah, please let's have it. Keep it coming.
Hey, really? Woo! Really?
Woo, that what?
So for them to keep coming. You want it to keep coming. Wow.
They're already coming. Don't even need to. I'm just saying it for saying it.
For saying
but I mean, it's all. I mean, it's just like I said. It's just interesting to see the level of it's crazy.
It's crazy. I feel for you. Like my heart truly goes out to you because it can't be easy. Like it can't be easy. So there you have it. So Shawn, your advice to upcoming actors as a Christian in this industry, like a 1 minute advice for them, what would you say to them?
My advice to upcoming actors, number one would be know your identity. Right. Everything stems from this fact, knowledge of your identity. When you know that you are a lion, you cannot be tempted to eat grass, no matter how fancy and juicy it might look, because it's not even your palate, it's not your diet. You don't even know about, you don't have the digestive system for that sort of, delicacy, for want of a better word, right? And I'm speaking figuratively, for those who are wondering. So just knowing who you are helps you cut off, some unnecessary, just weed them out, because those of us will come, and they'll come a dime a dozen. A lot of them will come, but the identity of who you are, this one is a no-no, right? And so that, and then be excellent at what you do, right? It's not a case of, this one is a Christian actor, this one is is that you're an actor and you're excellent at your craft. It's easier to, get in those projects, on the global stage, even when you know your craft.
Yeah.
And then you must, maybe this is probably the most important one, have a secret place, right? Where you are constantly servicing your altar as a priest and a king. It's very important because in that time, you have, or rather by so doing, you have advantage. That's what the Holy Spirit is. It's an advantage, right? It says it shows us things that are to come. It will guide you into all truths. It will take from what is the Father and declare it to you. For me, it's like cheat code. So before anything, of course, I already know. I know who to reach out to. I know this person is going to reach out to, and so I'm prepared with my responses. I know how to engage other mountains, even if I'm, on this mountain of entertainment and arts, right? So that puts you in a place of a very advantageous, position, right? So that's it. Know your identity, hone you, be excellent at what you do, and service your altar. So that's the fact. That should be number one. The Holy Spirit, will show you. First of all, is this where you're even meant to be?
Right. That part, yeah.
Yeah. So you just know, okay, this is not where I'm meant to be, and then he would order your footsteps to the mountain that he has positioned and prepared, you for, and vice versa. Right. So, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. I hope that encourages someone as you are listening and watching as well. So, Shawn, it has been amazing getting to talk with you, finding out, who is behind the man, the actor, the love activist as well.
That's what's up.
Like I said, put that in your bio. you have to now, and I'm going to be watching whether you put it in or not. So, yeah. The look. But no, it's been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for taking out the time. I know you're in between doing so many things, so I really, really appreciate the time. And I hope you enjoyed as much as I did, because it was fantastic. How can people keep in touch with you, and also talk about White Harvest, how they can follow that if they want to be a part of that?
Shawn Faqua, at Shawn Faqua on Instagram and Twitter, and Shawn Faqua Facebook. I've left that for a while, but I think it's interesting. Facebook is a different world entirely. At whiteharvest.org, for White Harvest on Instagram and Twitter. For those who are interested in joining the club, it's very important that, like I said, don't advance alone. It's societal to do so. So plug into a community that understands the assignment and the agenda of the kingdom of light for the marketplace according to this time of life as well. So so you can follow us or send an email at whiteharvestafrica.org. Definitely we'll get back. We'll hear from us.
Sweet. So guys, thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the episode as much as I did. If you are watching this on YouTube, you know what to do already. Like, do I need to tell you what you need to do? Well, I guess I'm going to. So make sure that you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and you make a comment as well. So do all the needful. And of course, if you are on the listening podcast platforms, make sure you give it a follow as well. Much thanks and love to you. So this is me, Lady T, signing out with my guest, Mr. Shawn Faqua.
That's what's up. Look out for Shawn Faqua. Check all the projects, Netflix, Amazon,
everything.
Some coming on, the big screens or cinemas right this year. Amazing stuff. We love it. I don't want to hear stories. We've done 10 years this year officially.
10 years.
So we'll do stuff around that very soon. So look out for that Shawn Faqua brand.
There you go. There you go. 10 years in the industry. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So until the next episode, stay blessed.
What you give is what you get. Give love. Peace out.
Have to have the last word. No, it's good. Thank you so much.